Shalom, HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and taught us His truth through the Spirit. Shalom to the sincere Akim wa Akwathiam listening and learning. The Akim making their bodies a living sacrifice in these last days, pushing the word out in truth and sincerity. And to the speckled bird, scattered abroad that look like the other nations but are really Yasharallah, Shalom. I want to go into a quick thing that I saw on Instagram. Basically, this Japanese scientist, as you can see, it says Japanese scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto scientifically proved through decades of research that the molecular structure of water can be altered with human intentions and emotions simply by saying certain words or phrases at droplets of water and freezing them. The difference in crystalline structure is astounding. Keep in mind, our bodies are about 60 to 70% water, and Salakia for the background noise. Every time I try to make a video, Satan wants to come out and, try to hinder you. But I'm not saying that any particular people is Satan. I'm saying that the evil spirits are out and about at this particular time. Keep in mind, our bodies are about 60 to 70% water, meaning our thoughts can positively or negatively affect the entire system. So you see, this one is when he said thank you. This one is when he said wisdom, truth. I believe he just repeatedly said, or maybe not even repeatedly, but he spoke certain phrases to certain bodies of droplets of water, to each different one, and then he froze them. And once you put it under a microscope or whatever, you can examine it and you can see that the actual structure of the water would change with each thing that he said. So for this one, it's eternal. That one's truth, angel. It's funny, it looks like almost like a halo. This one, he said, I love you. This one, he said, peace to it. And all these are positive things to say. These are beautiful snowflakes that ended up being formed. Now this one, he said, you fool. And it just looks like a dirty disc. This one, he said, you make me sick. It looks like it almost looks like you're boiling something, like boiling oil or I don't know. Even when you're boiling oil, it doesn't even look like that. Evil, looks like a black hole. Polluted water before prayer. It looks just like the one that he said you make me sick to. And then the polluted water after prayer, it took the form of a beautiful snowflake. So all these were negative, the you fool, and then these three, and then this one, and these at the top are positive, So like the post said, our bodies are 60 to 70% water, meaning our thoughts can positively or negatively affect the entire system. Now, if this happens to water, how much more to our whole bodies? Our spirit, our our emotions. It's gonna make us feel a certain way. It's gonna, allow us to operate and function on different levels. It's just like if you pollute your body, right? You pollute your temple. It goes into how the scriptures speak about not defiling your temple. The same way defiling your temple with toxins like weed or alcohol, or consuming negative forms of media like pornography, rap, or pop, any kinds of negative media intake, violent movies, it could be video games, it could be anything, really anything, especially for things like weed that will actually affect your system, putting toxins into your lungs and stuff like that. But in this case, in this particular instance, it's speaking about the words that you speak, right? So on this level, and I don't want to make it a long video at all, I'll just go into these couple verses real quick, right? So this is Proverbs chapter 18 verse 4. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. All right, so for it to compare the words of your mouth as deep waters, it means that there's a lot of depth to it. It holds a lot of weight, and as you get deeper into water, the pressure is greater. The pressure is much greater as you go deeper into the water. So depending on what you say, well, regardless of what you say, because the scriptures say that every idle word you'll be held accountable for. All right, you'll be judged for every idle word. So every word that you say, whatever you speak to your brothers and sisters, whatever words that you speak towards your brothers and sisters, you will be held accountable for it. And also, it will affect them, and it will affect you in many different ways. It'll affect you negatively. All right, our whole bodies are made up of water, so it's going to affect you. Maybe the water that you have sitting around, I don't know if it hears it or something, it'll affect that, and you're drinking that and you're adding onto the negativity. Really, the brother that posted that, he is a brother, he seems to be awakened to the truth, but the brother Yakai or Yaki awakened, as you can see, he has dreads, and he's into biology and chemistry and things like that. So it's always, this is the type of stuff that Eve would be into, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. Chew the meat, spit out the bones in everything, but it's useful to prove that this, it's just further support that the scriptures are always undefeated. They're always true. All right, I'm going to go to Proverbs. I'm going to jump down to verse 20 in the same chapter. A man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. All right, death and life are in the power of the tongue. All right, so whatever you say, like the scriptures say, and like I said earlier, you will be held accountable for it. You affect people and yourself in many different ways. It leads to life and death. How many times have you seen people popularize and sensationalize, oh, I'm depressed, oh, I want to kill myself, oh, I hate my life, I hate this and this and that. They make it so, they sensationalize it to the point where it's like a normal thing to talk that way. You'll get popular off of talking about how depressed you are, how sad you are, how much you want to end your life, how you hate everybody. That's death. That's literally how they say speak it into existence, or I'm going to manifest I'm going to manifest it with what I'm saying. Well, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing, except The scriptures have said it way longer. And really, it's not you manifesting anything. That's pride, and that's you thinking that you can play the role of God, right? The role of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Really, you speaking those things, Yahweh is going to hold you accountable for it. And if you want to be depressed so badly, and you think that it's cool to be depressed and hate yourself and want to kill yourself, then YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI will really allow you to go do that. He's going to put the spirit on you. He's going to put the strong delusion on you, the vile affection, so on and so forth, and allow you to harm yourself. All right? Because you're abusing yourself anyway with the words that you're speaking. You're abusing your brothers and sisters anyway with the words that you're speaking. Okay? So it's all in the hands of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and it's all through His power. All right? And then I want to end it on Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. Let your speech be always with grace. So this is telling us that because your words will be held against you, because your words hold so much power, life and death are in the power of the tongue. It's telling us how to conduct ourselves, how to talk and whatnot, you know. So it says, let your speech be always with grace. And there's a scripture that says that through, you know, soft spokenness, through, you know, speaking with sobriety, speaking with love and kindness, it'll turn away the anger, you know. It'll put you in a bad situation or a good situation, get you out of a bad situation, rather, put you in good situations. You know, it's all through the things that you say. All right. Seasoned with salt, like it said, the scriptures say that Jake is the salt of the earth, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. All right. So that's pretty much all I wanted to get into. YAHAWAH, the lesson was edifying. I want to say Abad Babal, Wa Shalak Rayam, La Kal Adawamyam, Wagawayam, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, and Kwam Yasharallah.